One man's vision changed a nation. One man's vision changed the history of an entire nation. More than 1,700 years ago, in the ancient land of Armenia, a story began. A story not of kings or empires. There was a man, known as Gregory the Illuminator, a man who would one day be remembered as the one who brought light to a nation in darkness. But his journey did not begin in glory. It began in suffering. At that time, Armenia was not a Christian land. Ancient beliefs ruled the people, and the king did not accept this new faith. Gregory did, and for that, he was punished. He was thrown into a deep pit, a place of darkness, a place meant for death. No light, no hope, no escape. Days turned into months, months into years, and still, he remained there, alone, forgotten, buried beneath the world. But something incredible happened. He survived, not by strength, but by faith. Years later, the king of Armenia fell into a terrible illness. No healer could cure him. No power could save him. Until someone remembered. The man in the pit. Gregory was brought out. Weak, fragile, but alive. And through his faith, through his belief, the king was healed. In that moment, everything changed. The king believed. The nation followed. And Armenia became the first country in the world to accept Christianity. But the story was only beginning. One night, Gregory had a vision so powerful, it would shape history forever. He saw Christ descending from the heavens, holding a golden hammer, and with it, he struck the earth, marking a place, a sacred place, a place chosen for something eternal. That place would become Illuminator Cathedral. The name means the only begotten descended, a reminder that this was not just built by man, but guided by something greater. At first, it was simple, a wooden church, built with faith, not perfection, but over time, it grew. It was rebuilt in stone, stronger, enduring. By the 7th century, it became something extraordinary. A cathedral with a cross-shaped design, and a dome rising toward the sky. A symbol of heaven meeting earth. But peace did not last. Empires came. Wars followed. Armenia stood in the path of history's greatest powers. Persians, Arabs, Mongols, Ottomans. Each one left destruction behind. And yet, this cathedral remained. It was damaged, rebuilt, restored, again and again, but never abandoned, never forgotten. Because this was more than stone, more than walls. This was the heart of a people, through centuries of pain, loss, and survival. Illuminator stood, unbroken, unshaken, unyielding, inside its walls. Prayers echoed through time. Generations came and went, but faith remained. It became more than a place of worship. It became a place of knowledge. Scholars gathered, manuscripts were written, history was preserved. At a time when the world was losing its past, this place protected it. Language, belief, identity, all kept alive within these walls. And as centuries passed, the cathedral was carefully restored, not replaced, not forgotten, preserved, so that the story would never be lost. Today, Illuminator Cathedral still stands, not as a relic, not as ruins, but alive, a place where people still gather, still pray, still believe, recognized around the world as one of the most important spiritual sites ever built. But its true power is not in its age, it is in what it represents. A man who refused to lose faith, a vision that became reality, and a nation that shows belief before the rest of the world. So when you look at this cathedral, you are not just seeing history, you are witnessing a story that refused to end, a story of faith, a story of survival, a story that still lives after 1,700 years, and maybe that is what makes it truly powerful, because some stories are never meant to fade. If this story moved you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and explore more journeys through history, because history is not just something we learn, it is something we feel.